Tonight I am using products from our Good Asian Real Fast collection. It is actually one of the collections that comes in a new consultant kit. All collections, I know I shared a little bit about them, they all come with curated products, recipe cards, and grocery lists so that you can use everything in the collection to make as much as 40 servings of food. So we include really exciting stuff like Asian lettuce wraps and Asian tacos and crunchy noodle salad and miso soup. Tonight I am doing chicken fried rice, which my husband was actually the brain box mastermind behind this one. It's a great one to use up leftovers. We're using fresh stuff because I'm showing you how to, but chicken fried rice is a really great recipe to use up leftovers. It comes together very fast, especially when using some of our food grade silicone cookware, and it's one of those ones that you can make in large batches and reheat, and it tastes just as good if not better the next day, which is why we are doing that one. The joy of my job is that I get to cook with you and make a mess of my own kitchen, and all of the food that is left over becomes our lunch and our dinner the following day. I get paid to do it. You guys get to watch me make a mess, and we have a really great time in my kitchen together. So without further ado, I am going to get started. So tonight, the 4 products that actually come in the Good Asian Real Fast collection are the sesame ginger dressing mix. Sorry, my ring light is not working in my favor tonight. The Asian stir fry mix, which I shared that one in our in the Us versus Them, the ingredients list, etc. The chipotle aioli, so this is a great one to add a little bit of extra heat and spice, and the miso broth mix comes in that collection as well. So what I am going to do is start cooking the rice in the multi-purpose steamer, and while it cooks in the microwave, I'm going to prepare everything. The reason we love the food grade silicone is that it is flexible and easy to clean, but it is not made of plastic. Food grade silicone, it is chemically the same as glass. It is bonded silicone and oxygen molecules. The way that they are bonded, either you get flexi silicone or you get solid glass, but otherwise there is not a lot of difference in the chemical composition of your glass bakeware and your silicone bakeware, which people find awesome. I can use this one pot in multiple stages of food prep as well. So 2 cups of rice, it's generally 2 to 1. So for every 1 cup of dry rice, it is 2 and a splash of water. So for 2 cups of rice in there, I'm going to throw in a teaspoon of our Asian stir fry mix and a tablespoon of the miso broth. And it's just gonna give me a really nice infused flavor in the rice. And you can use all kinds of different flavors in here to give your rice a little bit more excitement. And then once my dry seasonings are in there, I'm going to throw in the water. I pre-measured so that we are ready to go. So it is approximately 4 1/4 cups of water for the 2 cups of dry rice. That is in. I'm going to give it just a quick little slosh so that the dry seasonings get mixed in there. And then for 2 cups of rice or less, it's about 15 minutes in the microwave. So uncovered, and we will let that go. I am going to start heating a little bit of sesame oil because it's awesome for fried rice, and it's great for high heat cooking like stir frying. While the oil starts to heat up, I'm actually going to shred some of our veggies. I am using our 4-in-1 mandolin tonight for shredding. I'm gonna do cabbage and carrots. I love fried rice because you can throw a lot of vegetables in there. They cook down, they add to the flavor. My kids love it, and they're getting probably a serving and a half of veggies in something they think is just a big pile of rice. So I love the 4-in-1 mandolin. It's called 4-in-1 because it does come with 4 separate blades. They come in this great little holder so that you don't accidentally slice your hands off while they're in the cupboard. The current blade I have is the micro julienne, so I am going to use that to shred the carrots. When it's time to change a blade, you push this button in the back and they pop right out. And then I can pop in the next blade that I want. Love the mandolin. It has silicone feet so that it can grip the counter and not slide. It has a silicone handle so that even if your hands are wet, which often happens when you are shredding veggies and things, you can get a good grip on there as well. Also has this lip so that you can hook onto the edge of a bowl or right onto the edge of the wok if you wanted, and shred directly into there. Started. I'm gonna pop out this julienne blade so that I can shred the cabbage. We're gonna add the 3.5 millimeter. I've just cut a big chunk of cabbage, and actually I want to show you this. So I used our ceramic knife to cut this chunk of cabbage off, and I cut it about an hour and a half ago, and you can see that it is still not turned brown. But if you look at the opposite side, I don't know if you can see, this is the side the last time I shredded on the mandolin. It's a stainless steel blade. It has turned brown. The difference is that the ceramic blade doesn't have an oxidation reaction with the acids in your fruit and vegetables. So you can cut up apples and pears, they won't turn brown. You can cut up onions and you won't cry. And you can cut things like lettuce and cabbage, etc., and they won't turn that gross brown on the edges. So I'm going to shred the cabbage just like this. If you don't like cabbage, pick something else for your fried rice recipe. That's the beautiful thing, especially if you're making it because it's using up leftovers. You just kind of shred up whatever veggies you like. What I'm actually going to use to season our chicken and the rice is the sesame ginger dressing. So I am going to make a half recipe. The beautiful thing about all of our packages, they come with recipes right on the side. So if you forget something that I've mentioned in a cooking class or whatever, you get recipes right on every package. So whether it's the meal solutions like the mac and cheese and the General Tao and the butter chicken and sloppy joes and stroganoff, those all come with recipes right on the package. They also give instructions for how to make it vegetarian if you choose. There are a couple, the stroganoff can't be made vegetarian. It does have a beef base in it. But for the most part, almost every other recipe does have an option for vegetarian. Most can be made vegan as well, with the exception of ones that have chicken or beef, honey, or milk, so cheese products. Those can't be made vegan, but almost everything else that Epicure has can be made vegan as well. And so I'm making a half recipe of the classic sesame ginger dressing. It uses rice vinegar, soy sauce. I'm actually using coconut aminos because they have less sodium, and then throwing in some of the sesame ginger. So I am making it up in our cruet. The cruet and funnel are like the best partnership of life. The funnel is made of the same food grade silicone as the steamer, our sauté spoon, and our utensils. It is wide, hello, where a lot of funnels are very, very narrow. So anything with the larger particle size will just get stuck in there. I love that it is as wide as the opening of our cruet. The cruet does come actually already with measurements right on the side. So you don't need another measuring cup to measure out your oil, your vinegar, etc. It pops right in. I'm going to throw in 1 tablespoon of the dressing mix and mix that with the rice vinegar and the oil. Oh, and the soy sauce. And so this just gives you an extra level. So this is a great salad dressing, but it's also a super delicious stir-fry sauce. You can thicken it if you want. You can throw in a little bit of tapioca or corn flour if you want a thicker stir-fry sauce. Because we're doing fried rice, most of the moisture of this sauce is actually going to be absorbed by the rice when we throw it in. Our chicken is pretty much done, so I am going to throw in our shredded veggies here. Now you'll notice I shredded them onto this cutting mat. I love these cutting mats because they are flexible and easy to clean. So you can pick it up and dump everything straight in, just like that. No having to then scrape all of your ingredients up off of the counter. Basically, you just want to wilt your veggies here. Sorry, I'm gonna bring you back over. Once those have wilted, you can then throw in the sauce, or you can wait and we will maybe just throw the sauce in right at the end when we add the cooked rice. I'm gonna grab the rice out so you can see. So it is steaming nicely. You can see that it is nicely cooked. I'm going to give it a fluff and just let it sit for a minute. So once the rice is cooked and you have fluffed it, then you can put the lid on and that will just help it to really be delicious. Now, if you were making this fried rice dish because you had leftover, you could just throw straight up leftover cold rice out of the fridge right into the pan. But because I'm cooking it now while you're watching, I'm gonna put the lid on and just leave it for a minute while I finish the rest here. All right. So those guys are wilted. I'm going to throw in the frozen peas, bring them up to temperature. Well, we're at the juncture here with our fried rice. So fried rice gets a little bit of its flavor and texture from scrambled egg. Throw in a couple of those. Toss them around until they cook, which shouldn't take more than a minute or so, less than that even. And then I'm gonna actually grab a second saute spoon so that we can do the full toss here. Throw in the rice. See what I mean about super easy cleanup? Everything comes right out of there. And then I'm just gonna throw that in the dishwasher because who likes doing dishes? Not this guy. We're gonna throw in our sesame ginger stir-fry sauce. And the addition of that sauce is instead of just straight up soy sauce, it will give you a little bit of salty. It will give you a little bit of sweet. I believe there is coconut sugar in the sesame mix. Yes. It has sesame seeds, it has garlic, it has chives, a little bit of lemongrass, I think, red pepper. If you want it spicier, you can throw in some chilies or the chipotle aioli. Bring you in to our lovely fried rice here. So this is dinner for a lot of us, which is perfect. It means that tomorrow, if we want to go play in the afternoon, we can. I don't have to be nearly as stressed out about getting home to make dinner. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the magic of my steamer and learning a little bit more about why I love food so much. If you want to add a little extra, you can throw the toasted sesame topper onto your fried rice. Gives it a little bit of extra crunch and flavor. I'm going to say thank you again, and some days it is nice to know that if all I have is 20 minutes, I can get dinner done. I appreciate all of you for joining me tonight and taking some time out of your evening to learn something new, to watch me make a mess, to see some new recipes, maybe some new products that you didn't know about. I hope maybe the cookbook inspired you. I hope I inspired you, and if it looks like something you would love to try, send me a quick message and we can talk more. I can tell you more about why Epicure is awesome. So thanks again. Cheers, guys. Have a great evening. It was great spending time with you. Thanks. Bye.